Funny thing just happened to me. Went down to do a little grocery, maybe not, pharmacy. And the pharmacian said to me, sorry, I can't give you the pills. You have 7 more days to go. I says, well, if I go 7 more days, I'll be on the last day of my last pill. Well, she says, you have to come in 7 days. I said, that was okay. And I couldn't find my wallet, and I was looking all around and couldn't figure out where my wallet was. Anyways, didn't matter. I came home, and my wallet was right next to me where I put it last night. So I decided I'm going to smoke a little Mary Jane. So I picked up Mary Jane and I put her in my hand, and I was writing. I'm writing, and the pen starts to run out. So I'm thinking I need another pen. But instead of thinking I needed the other pen, I was thinking I needed a lighter. So I got up to go get a lighter. And I went to get a lighter. I opened my hand and I had the lighter in my hand. So I sat down, and then after I sat down, I said, shit, I got up to get a pen. Really cuckoo. Something I'm working on. What I'm going to do is build a little chalice. I'm going to take this one and put it back to this one. So this row over here will be 369, and the row next to it will be 369, and instead of connecting these things over here between this and this, I'll be connecting between here and here. The replica world, the replica mirrored world. I still didn't jump into Chaldean. And M, I know what you said, I heard what you said, but there's a lot of information there, and the only reason your information works out is because it does work out. The numbers match. You said you read it correctly. You read your numbers correctly. Although there's a lot, and I'm not sure for me where to go, because I have all my own stuff to do, so I only can take in so much. And in time, it's like the rain in a river next to a sandbank. Eventually, all the sand goes into the same area. So, pish posh in here, I end up connecting with this and that, hearing it together, but none of us in this whole group that we are right now can ever really keep up to anybody else, and we always continue doing it on our own formation. Me, my formation is like this. I do the high count, I do the Pythagorean, I do partly gematria, I do triple up my words, but I only triple them up when I do pi. I never really thought of doing it any other way, but then call me a liar. Because 3 years out of 4 years are replicas. 1 year is a creation, and that's the leap year. Why? Because there's an extra day. It's different. 9 times 46 or 9 times 64, we live in between it. 32 or 23 are the 2 doorways inside a roulette. Talking about doubling up, M&M, I double up. I also go to half. This is now 23. Anything multiplied by 5 is automatically half. All the time. All the time. Multiply anything by 5 and you get exactly half. Not some at a time, but all the time. So I do break down my numbers. I'll break down some numbers, like number 19. I separate it. I put 10 on one side, 10 on the other side, and 9 in the middle. 9 with the left 19, 9 with the right 19. You got S and S, and you're doing good. How much is S and S? It's space of 48, because the E family of both letters is 48. But now remove one of the families, make it 43. Don't touch the 2 ends between 1 and 45, 44, 43, and that's what you get. So we're multiplying. So anytime you multiply by more than 5, all you're going to do is go more than half. If you're at 5 to 7, you'll be under half of half multiplication. If it's over 7 and it's 8, then it'll be over half, because the half is 7.5. Do you understand? 5 times 6 is 30, equals 3. You went half. Now if you go 8 times 6 is 48. 4 and 8 is 12, 1 and 2 is 3. Now you're exactly on 3. Let me try and do this again. 5 times 8 equals 40, equals 4. 7 times 8 equals 56, equals 2. 8 times 8 equals 64 equals 1. 9 times 8 equals 72, which equals 9. So look at what happened to 5 times 8 is 40. We get 4. 7 times 8 is 56, which is 11. We get 2. 8 times 8 is 64. We get 1. 9 times 8 is 72. We get 9. All we have is 924. That's all you're supposed to have. The Hitchhiker's Guide to the Universe. What I wanted to say and why I feel funny is because 6 and 4 equals 1 is 10. But 10 is a zero number, and it's like in another dimension. It's like the minute you create that circle, you pass through the circle. And automatically there's a second side. In fact, anytime you hit a circle, you now have the pi resonation, or everything becomes 5. Everything goes into the center of what's on the outside. Although you have half, you have all, but inside of one area. This would be 10. 0 would be 6. 6 and 1 is 7. You have 4, 2, 7, 9. The gateway for the 9 is the 7. 7 over 6. 9 and 7 is 9, 9 and 4, or 9, 4, 9, which is Pluto over to Mars, back to Pluto. 9 times 64, 540, and 9 times 46 is 414. This would be 9, this would be 8, this would be 1. 9, 8, and 1. Now, I know it means something. Can I tell you what it is? 9 and 8 is H and I, the one spirit of the one soul that will always connect to it. You understand? When you say soul, soul is that circle in the middle. Soul means 5 and 1. It's on the dice cube. You want to see soul? There's soul. Okay? Vietnam. In the name of man, in French, Vietnam. Okay? In the name of man. You know what they call this? An feuille. An feuille is a leaf. You know what they call this? It's a book. They call it a livre. A livre in French is weight, a pound. How many books would you like? Combien de livres? And I would say, give me 80 livres. Donne-moi 80 livres. But what if I said I lost my book? What if I said I lost 10 books? J'ai perdu 10 livres. I lost 10 pounds. 10 pounds of fine silver. Was it a good book? What is your best book? Your coloring book? Gold and silver. So we took this over here. We make this become 7. 9 and 7 is 16, 17, 18, and 4 is 22. And that's how it all begins right here. 22 in Chaldene. So, again, I'm going to color in this, do Chaldene, listen to Eminem, and at the same time, try and make sure that whatever videos I do, that it's well understood so that we can learn something out of it. Whatever it is, just let's keep learning. Because even after New World Order comes in and leaves, and we're in the New World, it's all going to be about learning. I mean, I'm all excited about learning. This is like the most exciting time of my life when I learn. Especially when I can learn and see the vision, the truth within. And debunk the lies that are out there. Or, not debunk the lies, but show a different story to the same story. Don't call their lies lies, call it their story. Your story is your story, their story is your story, but all I want to do is fit in between and connect both stories, and all I want the story to say is what you actually see in the story. What you see in the story is what you believe. And what you believe, if it's with honesty and truth, then that's the area I want to be. I don't want to be anywhere else. I don't want antagonistic people to be always on top of me. But it's okay to be antagonistic. That's not the way I mean it. But to really believe that I should change my life, you can say as much as you want about me, but I will not change my life unless I need and I vision and I partake in the world and I say, I see what this person said to me. Something's wrong about this, and I look, and I'm hoping that I know how to judge. I'm hoping that my judgment is truthful based on the average of the association of the entire world and by he who is the strongest and knows everything. I want to be judged on the truth and my weight of my value be this way. That when I think of who I am and what I do and whatever I think about myself, I want it all to be in good taste for the better of the world, not for the under of the world. We all know when we grab a dice cube, we can just do that, right? See the dice cube? Same thing. See, this is square. See the squares? But now the square's like this. This is man's world. See that dice cube? That's man's world. It's on an angle. This is the way it rains. This is the way it slides. If you go straight down, it's got to be a screw. This way can run, but this way has to get screwed. The reason for that is because the pockets of airspace, okay, will be pressurized. At the same time, this is the way to plug. You plug this to this, but if you're plugging something to something else, there has to be a reason for the plug. Anyways, I'm going to get back to doing what I was doing here. And all I want is for the best of all understanding based on truth, for what truth stands for and what truth means. If the whole world thinks that truth should be the judgment of all, then let it be the truth that judges all. And all I want is to do what is in the good taste of the judgment of truth. Raphael, 7286 in a constellation of Pegasus. Thank you for watching this video.